Alright guys, so this is a question on coordinate geometry. Right, so we're told P is the point 80 and Q is the point 26. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of PQ. Give your answer in that form. So there's some keywords here that we need to try and pick out here. The term perpendicular and the word bisector. So in simple terms, when two things perpendicular, when two lines are perpendicular, so this refers to 90 degrees, right? And then a bisector here, right, refers to half. So in this case, we're referring to a midpoint, actually. Midpoint. So anything that is being bisected is being divided into two parts, two equal parts. Right, so that's the first thing we need to focus on. Right, so when two lines are perpendicular, this is what we're talking about, right? So let's assume this is PQ, right? This is point P and this is point Q, right? So obviously a line which is perpendicular to this one is to be right at 90 degrees there, right? And then this point now is gonna be right. You remember how to find the midpoint, x1 plus x2 over 2, and then y1 plus y2 over 2. We need that point, right? And then one thing again that we need to recall is that when you have two lines that are perpendicular, right, the gradient of the first line times the gradient of the second line, this should always give us -1. So these are the key ideas that we're going to use to find the equation of that line. So again, if you are finding the equation of a straight line, you need the gradient of the line as well as the y-intercept. All right. So for the gradient, it's going to be simple because we're going to calculate the gradient of PQ first. Right, so we're going to write m of PQ, right? So we can go back there. This is x1, y1, and then this is x2, y2. Right, remember when you're finding gradient, that's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You can write this in any order. Right, so we have 6 minus 0 divided by 20 minus 8. So this will give us 6 over 12, and that is half. Right. So from what I've written there, we said if we multiply the gradient of PQ and the gradient of the other line, so we're saying half times the gradient of the new line, I'll call it m, this must give us -1. So this is more like an equation, right? M over 2 is equal to -1. Multiply by 2 both sides, we get m equals -2. So this is now the gradient of the line which is perpendicular to PQ. Now let's find the midpoint of PQ, right? Midpoint, right? So we're still going to use this formula, right? So x1 plus x2, that is 8 plus 20 divided by 2, and then 0 plus 6 divided by 2. So this will give us 28 over 2 and 6 over 2. That means we have 14, 3. So these are the coordinates of that point, the midpoint, right? Okay, so now the equation of our straight line has to be in the form y is equal to mx plus c, right? So we are going to use this point to find the value of c and the gradient up there, right? So when y is 3, x is 14, so we know the gradient is -2 there, but x is going to be 14, then plus c. So we have 3 is equal to -28 plus c. So c is equal to 3 plus 28. This gives us 31, right? Then what does this mean? It means that the equation of the line is given by y is equal to negative 2x plus 31. So since the question said we have to leave it in the form y is equal to mx plus c, that means our answer is minus 2x plus 31. Right, so this is how we're supposed to answer this one.